So guys, how many of you guys are aware that the northern part of this particular country has already conducted their referendum? Are you people aware of that? Now, I'm going to explain a lot of things to you why Donald Trump is actually giving them this condition that they must, as a matter of fact, remove the Sharia law that they implemented in the 12 northern states and also disband Hizbah and disarm the Fulani militia. Because this particular country, I'm going to explain everything to you. I'm going to play this particular video for you to listen to these Islamic clerics and the response they gave to Donald Trump, saying, in fact, they value the Sharia law more than Nigeria. And tell me why then you believe in the unity of this particular country. Now, what most Nigerians do not understand is that these people are secretly, planning their own country, whether you like it or not. Whether you like it or not, that is why some of their senators rose up in the House of and the National Assembly and the House of Rep this year and said that the Sharia law must be expanded across all the states. That they should sign a law to expand Sharia law across all the states. And many people do not understand the implementation or the implication of what these people are trying to do. I'm going to play a video for you to see how these particular northern Islamic clerics are actually attacking Donald Trump, that nothing on earth will actually make them to actually, remove the Sharia law, because that was one of the conditions that Donald Trump and the United States congressmen gave to, Parliament, that they must disband Sharia law in the country. And now they're actually attacking Donald Trump. Now I'm going to play the video, but before I play the video, please, let me ask this particular question. If the North, as a matter of fact, want an Islamic state, because that is clearly what they want an Islamic state. And, a lot of people are not seeing the handwriting on the wall. They clearly want an Islamic state. Now, if they not want an Islamic state, it's a very simple something. Let the country do what? Divide. Have your own Islamic state. Practice whatever thing. If you want to turn it out to Afghanistan, Iran, or Iraq, nobody cares. Nobody cares. But it is very bad and dangerous that, we are practicing this unitary form of government. Meanwhile, some people are actually practicing Islamic laws. Meanwhile, let me play this particular video so you could listen to what these people are saying.
It does not come as a surprise. Past American governments had once announced that Nigeria would break by 2015. When that did not happen, after 10 years, they are now taking deliberate steps to make it happen. It seems like the plot they are working on is to instigate a religious crisis in the country by provoking the Muslim population. Recently, the US President, Donald Trump, made an accusation that there was a Christian genocide going on in Nigeria, even confirming that churches were being burned and Christians killed virtually every day. He then started rolling out conditions to be met by the Nigerian government and sanctions to be considered on government, individuals, and groups. He went on to list Nigeria yet again as a country of special concern. Among the conditions he rolled out was that the Sharia system was to be abolished in the northern states and blasphemy laws be scrapped. Then, last week, a group of Nigerians living in the US, led by one Dr. Ebenezer Obadere, senior fellow at the Council on Foreign Relations, visited the US Congress masquerading as so-called experts on Nigerian affairs to request the Congress to make the US government demand that the Nigerian government put pressure on the northern states to abolish the Sharia system and the Hizbah. At this juncture, we would like to make the following observations. One, even the British colonialists who conquered our land by force of arms could not altogether get rid of the Sharia system. Therefore, no foreign power can do it now, after more than 60 years of independence. Two, the Sharia system is an integral part of our constitution, which, in recognition of everybody's right to religious freedom, provided for three legal systems, namely the British common law, the Sharia personal law, and the customary law. Three, moreover, the constitution allowed for concurrent powers that gives states the power to make laws affecting any of the concurrent list, of which enacting Sharia law is a part of. Four, unless the constitution of our country and its democratic federalism is going to be trampled on, the plot to force the federal government to pressure state governments to abolish the Sharia system and Hizbah is not wise. Five, the Sharia system has never been imposed on any non-Muslims in Nigeria. Six, the blasphemy law is not a religious law, but a law enacted by respected state assemblies in order to preserve peace and harmony. Seven, the Sharia system has no connection whatsoever with the different types of insecurity issues happening in Nigeria. Eight, the Hizbah institution has never engaged in any type of unrest. It is an unarmed organization concerned only with the enforcement of Sharia moral laws within the ambit of the national law. Therefore, on behalf of all the 40 Islamic organizations that form the Zamfara State Muslims League, we hereby state the following. One, we in Zamfara State are more than 99% Muslims. We were the first to implement the Sharia system in 1999. We want all and sundry to know that we are comfortable with the system and we will never.
So guys, if you pay attention to everything this particular Northern Islamic cleric just said here, it all points towards one thing, that these people are already preparing for their own Islamic state, which is basically the truth. Leave all these, run around they are trying to do, claiming that, number one, they said that the Sharia law do not affect non-Muslims, which is a blatant lie. We've seen several and thousands of cases where non-Muslims are being punished because of this same Sharia. What happened to the case of Deborah, who was, unalive, mobbed and lynched to her on death because of what? They said she committed blasphemy. Do you know what it means for a country, a secular country like Nigeria, to be practicing blasphemy or death for blasphemy? This is very annoying. This is very annoying. And the most annoying part is this: why would a constitution of a secular country like Nigeria allow the Sharia to be imputed in that particular constitution? Now, if you listen attentively to some of the things they said here, they were backing it up that the constitution backs them and gives them the right to implement Sharia wherever they want to implement Sharia in the country. So it does not make any sense, because what makes up a nation is a very simple question. What absolutely and literally makes up a nation is people with similar ideology. When people do not have similar ideology, they do not qualify to be a nation. This idea of unity in diversity is just a cooked up story by the British, which is basically the truth. It is not a crime. Nobody is quarreling. Nobody is doing anything. It's not a crime. But the fact is that we must tell ourselves the truth. This whole idea of unity in diversity, even the West are not even, they do not practice this unity in diversity. If you people have similar ideology or heritage, you form your own country. Even if you people let you people be 10, they will give you your own country. What is the population of Malta? What is the population of some of all these countries? They're not even up to 1 million. But because these people have similar ideology, the West and Europe will give them their own country to avoid problems. Now in Nigeria, they want you to be together with this same set of people who practice Sharia law, who believe that the penalty for blasphemy is death. And if you say anything, they say that you are going against the constitution of Nigeria, that nobody has the right to speak about the division of this particular country, that the country must remain united. Imagine, why would you put that particular clause in your constitution saying that the country is indivisible? Do you know what it means for you to say that even if I'm aggrieved, even if I'm trampled upon, even if I'm maltreated, I cannot, as a matter of fact, seek for my own self-determination, when self-determination, according to UN Charter and Co., is everybody's fundamental right? You have the right to say, I want to determine where I want to belong. That is the meaning of self-determination. Now they want to force you together to be with this same set of people who have this kind of ideology. Make it make sense. Just make it make sense to any single person. It makes absolutely and literally no sense. And that's why many people are saying, see, if they not want this Sharia law, no problem. Nobody is arguing. Nobody is even fighting them. Nobody is even going to attack them. Do what? Generally divide the country. Let them have their Sharia. Let these people go. Let these people go, because that is their ideology. Nobody has an issue with the ideology. Of course, countries like Afghanistan are practicing all those things, Iraq and Iran. They can have theirs and practice whatever they want to practice. It's not a crime. Nobody is going to fight over it. But do not force people to be together with such people with such ideology. Now, the United States is saying ban the Sharia law. They are saying another thing, that they will never do that. Well, we are going to see how things unfold. I don't want to waste your time in this particular video. If this is your first time of coming across my videos and you enjoy what we do here, please, it will not cost you nothing. It will cost you nothing to tap on the subscribe button and click on the notification bell, so you get notified whenever I drop important videos and updates like this, because these things is getting people crazy. He said the country is indivisible, but meanwhile you are allowing some people to carry out a referendum. In the beginning of this video, I told you that what these Northerners did was to carry out a proper referendum. Forget any way they want to sugarcoat it. They carried out a referendum and said the 12 northern states have your own Islamic laws, but no other region can say, okay, let us have our own laws here, or maybe religious law and all that. So is this country really a united country? Well, drop your country. Do you think Nigeria as a country can function as a country, or do you think it is better for us to go separate ways? Remember, separate ways do not mean we need to fight. No, go to the National Assembly, carry out a referendum, and let people go their way. It's a very simple process. So it's a very simple process. Nobody is going to fight, and that does not mean we will not be, neighbors. People are countries that even fought war are even, having bilateral relationship and trading with themselves. So if Nigeria can divide peacefully, it's not a crime. Let people with their ideology go their separate ways. We'll still be we'll still be brothers. We'll still be doing business. We'll still have some, common traits together. This is what life is all about. It solves the problem of what? These particular internal wranglings and war that actually happen in the country, and that is why Nigeria has not progressed since. Which is basically the truth, because the ideologies are not the same. We have conflicting ideologies, and there's no way the country moves forward with such conflicting ideologies. See you guys later.